If you're using the chat experience in Microsoft 365 Copilot, you will see that you have got these two options at the top here, work and web. If you haven't noticed these before, or you've noticed them and you don't know what the difference is or how to use them, this video is for you and you're not alone. A lot of people haven't realized what they can do with these things, so I'm going to take you through it. If you can't see those options, if your experience looks more like this, that's because you don't have that paid license. This is what happens if you have the free license. You've got secure enterprise chat, but you don't have those toggles there between work and web. You will only find those things there if you've got that paid $30 per user per month Microsoft 365 Copilot license. And the reason for that is that this work tab is the part that is the real value of paying for that license, which is that you're using AI in the context of all of your work information. So we call this grounding. This experience in the work tab is talking to your virtual assistant that knows all of your work context. This is the part where this virtual assistant has read all of your emails, been to all of your meetings, is across all of your documents, your Teams chats, your Teams conversations, knows who your boss is, your colleagues, the people you frequently interact with. So that's what's going on here. So what happens is when I'm looking at this work tab, the suggestions for the prompts here are bringing me things that are connected to my work. What's the latest from, and this is a colleague that I've been interacting a lot with, summarize my messages from my manager, and it will know who that is because it's connected to that piece of information behind the scenes. It can connect into my inbox and so on. Whereas when I come across here into the web tab, you'll see that these are far more general questions that you might ask something like ChatGPT or a consumer AI product. These are the things that are just giving you those general answers. You'll see some general things in here too. This is because I'm using a demo system. I don't have a lot of work data in here, but your real system connected to all of those things has probably got a lot more going on. So let me show you a prompt just to give you the sense of the difference here, and then we're going to work a bit deeper into it. I am somebody here who's running a session for a school on how we could use AI in the classroom, and I need some help to kind of do my research and get prepared for that. So in the work tab to start with, I'm going to use the same prompt in both so that you can see the difference. Help me put together a proposal for a session with school leadership around using AI in the classroom. Now, we haven't called out anything specific that we want to use here, but because I'm in the work tab, the first thing it does always, even if I don't ask it to, is it goes ahead and starts to look for relevant information in my emails, in my chats, in the documents that are associated with those things. So let's scroll up to the front here, and it's coming through saying, sure, here are some key points, purpose of the session, context, practical uses, and you'll see there are footnotes here. So if I hover over number 1 here, this is the Microsoft Education AI Toolkit, which is actually saved into my OneDrive with this user. This is number 2 here is actually a email thread that I've had with someone else about how to plan out this session. So you'll see that even though the prompt is very general, I didn't ask it to look for those things. Because I'm working in this work context, that's what it does. Whether you ask it to or not, that is what it's doing. So if we go all the way down to the bottom here, you'll see that we've got some other things. So there's number 3 here. That is a white paper. Again, that's something else that's saved into my OneDrive. And number 4 here, another thing. So it's referenced email thread and 3 different documents that I've got saved in OneDrive. Let's switch across into the web tab and put in exactly the same prompt and see the difference. As soon as I switch across here, I'm now effectively saying to it, I am just having a general chat and you do not have access to my work information. So please don't refer, if I want to say don't refer to my emails and documents and meetings, by switching across into the web tab, now what I'm doing is just getting the language model, its ability to predict what might come next and to generate a response for me, and it's connected to the web sources. So you'll see that we've got a bunch of different things here. So this is now coming up with got my objective, my agenda. You'll see this is more generic. If I sort of go back across here, incidentally, you've always got your recent chats here down the side, and the recent chats are different between when I'm in the work context, I'm getting my work recent chats, and when I'm in my web context, I'm getting the web recent chats. So you'll see here that we've got things about, so where it refers to the email thread, that's something very specific that I've been discussing with this potential school. So where I'm looking at things that are number 2, show examples of how other schools or education providers are looking for these things. That's something that's come up in that email thread. Let's come back across to here. It is picking out case studies and examples, but it's pulling that from somewhere else. It's perhaps not the best example, but you'll see it's much more general. So if I come down here and look at the citations, this is coming from University of San Diego. You can actually click on these things. This is coming from a learning platform. This one is coming from DataCamp and so on. So you'll see that I'm getting something different. Now, using the exact same prompt in both things is not really how you get the most out of it. I just wanted to show you that it's with the same prompt, it's doing two quite different things. The real way to get the benefit out of this is that as I'm working here, I'm asking my questions, it's bringing those things in, but I could say something like, please prepare an agenda for the session based on, and this is where we can refer to specific documents and meetings and emails. If I just press the /, you'll see what comes through here is that I've got a list of all things. So we can start with different people. So I might want to refer to a person I've been dealing with. Here's a list of my recent files. If I had any meetings in there, they would come up, and I've got emails in there as well. I actually want to use this one because this is actually that email thread that I was using to plan for things. So what I can do here is use my prompt to very specifically target pieces of my work information, and then it's going to come through, and you can see it's actually pulling out. If I go back up here, it's really used that first prompt. A lot of those things have come from that email. So why would I ever use the work tab if I'm paying for, why would I ever use the web tab if I'm paying for this? Well, I'm glad you asked, because you did ask, didn't you? So in the web tab, sometimes what you want to do is research not related to the things you've already got at work. So maybe I have something like this, for instance. Let's do some research here, and the persona pattern is a good tip to use in your prompting here. Act as a school principal. So I've got information from this one school I'm working for, but I want to think more broadly. I want to brainstorm and do something different that's not related to what they've given me. Act as a school principal who's a visionary leader of the school, but does not have a strong understanding of technology. You know you need to set up some guidance and policies. What questions do you have? So now I'm asking the language model. That first prompt was very sort of just going out and finding things. I'm now getting it to kind of brainstorm and think about things. You can see it is actually still drawing from some sources on the web as well. But here are the things that are starting to come through. I could also do things like, for instance, give me 10 suggested titles for my presentation that will be engaging. And again, if I'm working with the work tab, it's likely to try to find the answer in there, whereas I want it to just think out of the box and help me with that brainstorming of the possibilities of what can happen here. Whereas over here, this is very much tied into that work context. If you are using the free version, you have essentially just got that web capability. So if you've got other people in your organization who don't have that license, they can do all of this kind of stuff. They can also add a file, upload a specific document, but it doesn't start with that deep connection into the work data, which is the value of what you're paying for with that license. Thanks again for watching. Hit me with any questions in the chat, and I'll be back with more Microsoft 365 Copilot, so stay subscribed to the channel.